What's up? What's happening? JG, Triple R Clothing, Southern Bred Rock Climbing and Bouldering. As promised, I have a video for the two different harnesses that we reviewed last week. We did the Mammut 4-slide harness, and we also have the Black Diamond Momentum harness. Today I will go through and show you how to properly put these harnesses on, as well as the differences that you will see between the two and preference on my behalf. So we have two different harnesses that we will be comparing, and then we also have a few more things that I'm going to show you that I've also received. Trying to kind of get you guys to understand everything as I understand it, especially for beginners, because one thing rock climbing is very intimidating, and if you don't take the time or not properly taught, you might suffer an injury or worse. So the guy that taught me everything that I know, one of the reasons he said that he got into rock climbing and became a guide was because he wanted to teach people how to safely rock climb and not see injury. So he spent his life preparing and getting himself ready for worst case scenario, and to show other climbers how to avert these. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Got a new backdrop. It's kind of hard. I have a lot of family, so finding the time and the spot to try to get these videos is new to me. So bear with me. Really don't have much but a little bit of my office supplies, my heat press, my postage scale, my pop stalls, my autographs and knickknacks. So yeah, let's get started. All right, so one thing about me is I like my things to be very easily accessible, very easy to carry. So one of the common things that you'll see amongst climbers is this. This is your gear loop, in my opinion, when you're not climbing. So you can clip your harness, your belay device, your shoes, your chalk bag, everything can go in one simple carabiner, and this can be your main. And as you see, I have two different setups. One is mine and one is my wife's. So we have the Mammut 4-slide harness, and then we have the Black Diamond 1-slide, or 3-slide rather, because the 2 leg slides. So we're going to go ahead and get started with the Mammut. Remember I told you last week, that's the click you always want to hear. Make a habit out of it. Go through and take the time to make sure that your carabiner is locked, even if you're not bearing any load or weight. Set these guys out of the way. This is my first chalk bag that was given to me in my gym. It's Alex Honnold Black Diamond chalk bag. I actually noticed whenever I was watching Solo that he was using that. So we're gonna go ahead. First thing you wanna do is inspect and make sure everything's good. If this is a new harness, you shouldn't have to worry about it, but it's still for safe measures. Make sure you don't see any kind of abrasions, rips, tears. The Mammut has an orange indicator system, so when the webbing starts tearing and fraying, you will be able to see an indicator under the black of orange. All right. So what I normally do is I set it down on the ground just to get the legs flat. And then it's simple. Just step into it, into each leg loop in between the center. Pull them all the way up, like so. Get comfortable. You don't want to have no bunches in your undies or in your shorts. So you kind of got the gist of it like this. And now this is the money maker for this slide. So you have 2 individual. Pull them down like so. You want this above your hip. And then a good rule of thumb to make sure that you're correct is put these fingers like this and your thumb like this and try to push down. And if you can't push down, then that means that it's on correct. But comfortability is a must. That's just the main way to tell if your harness is fit. You don't want to wind upside down and fall out of your harness. So it's important that it does not go past your hips. So now that you have your waist belt ready, which that was really simple to pull them two across. Normally I take my hard points and I grip them like so, and I get my leg comfortable, and then I just give a little squeeze. The legs don't necessarily have to be, you know, constricting, but you do want them tight and snug just to catch you. And then you can also go through and make sure that your top or your suspension straps are also at a nice length. So this is mine, and I feel my top rope dangling. And so that's that. Whenever you go to tie in, I always remove my belay loop to the side, get it out of the way so I don't necessarily forget what I'm doing and accidentally loop it. Rope goes in through the bottom. Do your figure eight. Well, you do your figure eight first, then the rope goes through, and then you do a follow through for the figure eight. So that's that. And now when you want to take it off, that's when you just kind of pull these buckles up and let it slide through. It doesn't have to be incredibly loose, because you want it to kind of hold form for the next time. You don't have to pull as much. And on this slide system, I prefer to try to even them out. That way you don't wind up with one on one side. And then you remove it like so. Pick up by the belay loop. Grab your belay device. Grab your locking carabiner. Might as well grab your chalk bag too. The rule of thumb, keep that sound going. It'll save your life. Next, we have the Black Diamond momentum harness. This is my wife's gear. She uses the Mammut, but we alternate. You never know who's going up, so nobody really has their own until everybody has their own. This is her little, I think it's a Craig chalk bag. I actually like these. I make chalk bags, and it's something I've been practicing. And it has a zipper. It has 2 loops, brush loop. It's really a adorable feeling, and nice design too. So, same as last time. Visually inspect, physically inspect, make sure everything looks good. No abrasions, no cuts, no tears. Same thing, set the leg loops in the center of the waist belt. 1 foot through the first loop, second through the second leg loop. Pull up your waist belt and your leg loop at once. This will kind of help keep you from getting all tangled up. Get your shorts or underwear, your drawers, get everything where they need to be. Pull this down. Waist belt. See, this is the difference in the slides. Let me take a step back for you just in case. So you only have one slide on this one. You see how it's all the way to the side. So we'll pull it like so. Get some good tension on it. There we go. Get this thing tightened up. I don't like that. I'm right-handed, so I would normally like to rip from the right. But safety first. Okay, leg loops are a little different on this one. I think these are kind of already adjusted. So it's really a backwards adjustment, it seems. Unlike the Mammut. It's really weird, but we'll make it work. Okay. Got that? Both of those are good to go. It's all a matter of preference. That one might be a little loose, but my wife has little low legs. Not that mine are any bigger. All right. There we go. And I see it's like the suspension system that pulls it. So it's not necessarily going to be tight unless you're hanging. So take your blue belay loop, get it out of the way. Figure 8 knot on your rope. Run up through here. Follow through on your figure 8. 10 strands, you the man or woman. honestly, non-specific. We love everybody. You are who you are. So that's that. Same thing. Check, make sure you can't pull it down. You don't want to be cutting circulation off to your lower half of your body, so you don't need it too tight. Go through. I'm a sucker for keeping hanging strings away, so I literally make sure every strap is got its proper cinch going, and that way I don't have anything that get caught hanging, except for these little shorts, but I normally don't climb in things that hang. So that would be it. Since we have this on, we're going to go ahead and take time to show you how to use your carabiner. You take that carabiner if you're right-handed, and you go in just like so from the right. When it's time to put your belay device on, you want to visually inspect it as well. This is brand new, so it doesn't even have a scratch. But there's this little climber, and he's right here on the belay device itself, and as long as he's going up the rope, you're good. You don't want him going down the rope. So your belay device would never be like so. You would like it like that, to where the grooves and ridges are at the bottom, and then that serves as part of your braking device. And then whenever you have a belay up, let's go ahead and get clipped in. Locked. So when you have it like so, this is how you'll do it. You'll run your rope in, you'll make the same loop, and then you'll loop it in just like that, parallel. One rope goes up, and that goes to the climber, and one rope goes down, and then that is your rope to maintain the brake. So that's that. When my ropes arrive, I'll go ahead and get everything done up and show you how to properly tie these knots and how to properly set up your belay device. And we'll really get started. When you buy your own ropes, that's when you know it's getting real. I finally bought my own ropes after years of bouldering and gym climbing. So that's that. Disengage like so after a long day of belaying. Chances are that belay device will be hot. So in an effort to avoid touching it, use your carabiner to your advantage. Let that baby cool off. And then that's that. Undo yourself. Leg belt, hip belt, straight down, straight out. Pick it up by the belay device and carabiner to help keep everything where it needs to be. Flip everything right back as it should. Lock that bad boy, you're good. So that concludes our review of the Mammut 4 slide versus the Black Diamond 3 slide harness. Black Diamond Momentum harness, that is. Everyday package for beginners, great deal usually. I think the lowest I've seen was $74.95, and you got the whole package. Chalk bag, chalk ball, the harness, and then you also got your carabiner and belay device. Can't beat that. I mean, I paid $50 for my Mammut harness alone. So with that being said, we're gonna wrap this video up. Finally, I would like to show something off. This is something that I made, really not selling them. I just wanted a bouldering bag that was kind of cool and different. And so I made this bad boy from scrap. And this is what I call my baller boulder bag. You have your little loops that you can loop your carabiners through here. You have a nice brush holder, Velcro top. It's a nice inside. You have a little back pocket Velcro. We can keep knives or fingernail clippers or climbing tape in there. And then we also have our little hand sanitizer, which is a must in the gym. So we have our hand sanitizer, key ring loop. Everybody can have what they need, and this can be one boulder bag for the whole family. And then we have our keys hanging, we have our sanitizer, and we even have a place for our cell phones. Instead of having to keep all that stuff locked in a locker, that's that. Has a nice little strap, simple, convenient. First time I've ever made something like this. The chalk bucket, actually. It's really my favorite so far. So that's that. We're gonna wrap this up. Appreciate you tuning in. If you're not already, go like, follow, subscribe. Triple R, be the business. Rock climbing. Southern bred, be the game. So we thank you very much for taking time to come through, watch a video. We hope you learned something. Any questions, comments, or complaints, feel free to leave them in the comments section or keep them to yourself, whichever you prefer. Mean what you say what you mean, but don't say it mean. JG, I'm out.